Sports. This is West Nile Virus. We have the virus for sports.
Yes, we do.
I'm Nale. That's West. Today is Sunday, August 29th, and this is our week. What is going on this week that we were looking forward to? You probably saw that in the title.
Yes.
Probably a little
and a
bit
few
shorter.
predictions.
Yeah. What's that?
A few predictions.
And
Just
a
a few.
few predictions. All right, we're talking MLB baseball. We're talking soccer. Not much going on in the NFL this week, but we have a little bit of NFL to talk about. And of course, the news that everyone has been waiting a year for is college football is here. College football is here.
Yes. Dude, oh my gosh. Yesterday was just amazing. First, I think 4 or 5 games were played in college football season. Super, super exciting. Super happy about it. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Oh, that's
yes,
right.
Fresno State played. We'll talk about that tomorrow on the Monday episode.
Contain my excitement.
Gosh, it was amazing. We're so excited for the college football season. Football has been the sport we have watched, specifically college, since the time we were, 1. So that is our sport. But the rest are our sports too. And to demonstrate that, we're going to hop right into the MLB.
Perfect. What is happening in the MLB this week? Or what are we looking forward to in the MLB this week?
Yes, well, looking forward to an MLB this week. If you remember last week, we talked about the A's and the Red Sox, that wild card game, the AL wild card game.
The race.
The race, yeah. Sorry, I always do that. Anyways, the Yankees and the Red Sox are in the lead for the AL wild card spots. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, the A's have a small chance. They have a small chance to catch up. So the Yankees and the Red Sox Yankees are way ahead, like 11 games up or something like that. The Red Sox are 3.5 games ahead of the A's, but they've played one more game. So if the A's can beat the Yankees today, then they have a small chance that the Red Sox will drop 3 games versus today's game versus Cleveland, and then they're playing the Rays next. So if they can do that, they'll catch up to them. It'll be, they'll be right back on par pretty much. It'll be half a game back, but it's whatever.
It's looking a little tough for the A's. They're 3-7 in their last 10, and they dropped 2 against the Yankees. They got swept by the Mariners. They dropped 2 against the Giants. They went 1-3 against the White Sox. You're not going to go very far if you can't beat the good teams, but there is hope.
Yes, there is hope. The Dodgers and the Reds are in the lead for the NL wild card spots, but the Padres are 2 games back from the Reds, so they're pretty close. They have a chance.
Mm-hmm. And the Cardinals are 3.5 games back.
Yes, so it's pretty close. It's a pretty close little race there.
That one is actually what I'm looking forward to the most. I'm interested to see if the Reds can hold on now that Fernando Tatis is back for San Diego.
It's a big presence.
Yeah, we'll see if they can make a run. It's going to come down to the wire. How the Padres are 2-8 in their last 10, so they're not doing too hot. And the Cardinals, this one, I think it's going to be fun to watch the Cardinals because they seem to. I don't know. No one can figure them out because they beat the bad teams and then do meh against good teams. But the best part is that they are actually playing. The Reds and the Cardinals are actually going to be playing each other this week, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Watch that. That could be the deciding factor in the momentum to push them forward to take that wild card spot.
But it's not going to be easy for the Cardinals coming up. No. They have the series they play the Reds twice, they play the Brewers twice, they have the Dodgers, the Padres, Cubs. It's not an easy road to
Well,
make the wild card.
speaking of the Dodgers, they're only 2.5 games back from the Giants. To take the AL, or sorry,
The
yes,
NL West.
the NL West. Gosh dang, the NL West spot. So they're only 2.5 games back. They're playing the Rockies today, and then they're playing the Braves, and then they're playing the Giants. So it's not going to be easy for them. The Rockies, they'll probably win. The Braves,
We'll
they'll
see.
probably take the series, but we'll see. They could easily drop at least one game, and then they're playing the Giants. So if the Giants, the Giants are playing the Braves today, and then they're playing the Brewers for four game series, and then the Dodgers. So it's a tough schedule for both teams. It could go either way.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are saying it's not going to matter who wins the NL West because both of those teams are making it.
That is true.
Whoever wins the NL West is getting the 1 seed, most likely.
Yes.
And then whoever gets second is the top wild card spot because they're like 11,
absolutely.
12 games ahead of the next wild card. And but I want everyone to know that it matters who wins the NL West. If the Giants lose out to the Dodgers come back and pass them, that matters to
does matter.
Dodgers and Giants fans. If the Giants hold on, even better.
But it matters to the players too. I mean, it's got a lot to do with momentum. It's got a lot to do with mindset.
First round bye.
So first round bye, yeah, that's huge. So having to play one more game against a good team, that can be really, really hard.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, the Giants, I think the Giants are still going to take it. That's my prediction. But we'll see. Then if the Braves lose today and they drop all 3 games against the Dodgers and the Phillies win their next 4 games against the Diamondbacks and the Nationals, then they could it could be close. And the thing is, it's actually very possible. The Diamondbacks, as we know, aren't that great. The Phillies are 2-1 against them in this series, so they're playing them today, and then they have the Nationals for the next 3 games. And the last time they played the Nationals, they went 4-0 against them. So they have a solid chance at winning their next 4 games. The question is, will the Braves lose today against the Giants and then all 3 games against the Dodgers?
It's going to be fun to watch.
It'll be fun to watch. It'll be very fun to watch. But that's pretty much it for the MLB. There's a lot of races, so keep your eye out for those playoff spot races and the wild card spot races, because those are getting close too. Mm-hmm. That being said, in soccer, what's the first thing we're talking about today?
All right. Well, in soccer, we're gonna talk MLS, we're gonna talk Premier League, and we're gonna talk some World Cup qualifying. But real quick, let's get the foreign nations leagues out of the way, so then we can end with the United States. 2 games I'm looking forward to. We have Leicester City versus Man City. So Man City, they won the Premier League last year, and Leicester City, that's my favorite team. So obviously, I'm going to be looking forward to that. And I don't want these big teams to win. I know everybody cheers for them, but no more. And then a big move that just happened on Friday. I'm sure you know, Ronaldo has been signed by Manchester United, and he will most likely make his debut against Newcastle later this week. So that's going to be fun to watch.
Boom. That's a big pickup for Man U.
Mm-hmm.
That being said,
almost the biggest one.
Yeah, it doesn't get much bigger. 2 big names have moved recently. Both Ronaldo and Messi have moved on. Now, the Messi move was a little more surprising, given that Ronaldo already moved out on from his long-time team. But yeah,
this is actually his first team that he ever played with, Man U. So he's coming back now.
That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But in the MLS over here in America, we have a very interesting race for playoff spots in the East. First of all, Columbus Crew and Atlanta United are both 3 points down from DC United for the 7th playoff spot. That being said, I don't think they have a chance. Columbus Crew and Atlanta United both play Orlando City SC for their next game. And they have a difficult enough schedule that I don't trust that either of those teams are going to be able to make up the wins against DC. That being said, for the top 2 spots, which is the spot for a bye game in the first week, New England Revolution, Orlando City SC, Nashville FC, New York City FC have pretty good chances, all of them, for the top 2 spots. New York City FC actually has an outside shot at getting the number 1 spot, which isn't super important, but is what it is. Their next 2 games are very hard though, so we'll see. Now, those four teams that are competing for the top 2 spots, Nashville has about 50-50 hard, easy games. So the way I'm qualifying, if it's hard or easy, I took all the teams in the top 7, and then I took Atlanta United and Columbus Crew. Pretty much all the teams in the top 7 were the teams that were close to the top 7. So 54% of Nashville's games are going to be pretty hard. But that's actually pretty low. Orlando City SC has about 70% hard games. So that's pretty high. New England Revolution has only 11 games left, while the others have 13 games left, and about 63% of theirs are going to be pretty hard. New York City FC has the easiest schedule among them, with 46% hard, 54% easy games. So I think New York City actually has a chance to pull off the number 1 spot. That being said, in the West, it's a very similar situation. I think the top 4 teams all have a chance at the top 2. Seattle, Sporting Kansas City, Colorado Rapids, LA Galaxy. Seattle, 77% of their games are going to be hard. SKC, Sporting Kansas City, 58% of their games are going to be hard. Colorado Rapids, 71% of their games are going to be hard. And the LA Galaxy, 66.6 repeating, 2/3 of their games are going to be hard. That being said, the Timbers and LAFC, the Portland Timbers and LAFC, are both 2 points behind San Jose Earthquakes and 3 points behind Real Salt Lake. But they have very hard schedules for the rest of the season. I think that LAFC will not make the playoffs. I think the Portland Timbers will make the playoffs. I think they will take the spot either from the Earthquakes or from Real Salt Lake. I'm just not sure which one. That's all I got.
Interesting. I know I got it. You are the MLS expert on this show. All right. World Cup qualifiers coming up. There's going to be a break in playing in the leagues, and everybody's going to be playing their World Cup qualifying matches. The United States is going to be playing El Salvador, and this is the year that a lot of people everyone, the entire United States is looking forward to, because we did not qualify last time, I'm sure, as you know, and we need to qualify this year. So we're not messing around.
Yes.
If you have not seen the roster, we're going to share the roster with you right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I overall, this is a great roster. I think this gives us our best opportunity to qualify. I would be very upset if we do not qualify with this roster.
Absolutely.
Starting with the forwards, we have Brendan Aronson, Conrad De La Fuente, Jordan Pefok, Ricardo Pepi, Christian Pulisic, Giovanni Reina, Josh Sargent, and Tim Weah. Most of these players have played in these big games before. And a lot of people, you may be wondering if Christian Pulisic is going to be able to play because he tested positive for COVID a few weeks ago. He is cleared and ready to go. So we're excited to have him finally.
Yes.
Moving on to midfielders. Midfielders, we are bringing Kellen Acosta, Tyler Adams, Sebastian Lletget, Weston McKinney, and Christian Roldan. That is a good group of midfielders. There's only 5, but we can move a lot of those forwards, like Giovanni Reina and some of those other guys. They can play in the midfield if they need to.
Mm-hmm.
The defenders were bringing George Bello, John Brooks, Sergino Dest, Mark McKenzie, Tim Ream, Anthony Robinson, Miles Robinson, James Sands, DeAndre Yedlin, and Walker Zimmerman.
Which I think an interesting point of fact is that Tim Ream and Anthony Robinson both play for Fulham in England.
Yeah, we have a lot of players this year. Not only do they play in other leagues, but a lot of them are playing in the Champions League. Their teams are in the Champions League, which is a good thing to have. I think here's our biggest question mark, because the United States has been known for its goalkeepers, and we're bringing 3 goalkeepers for the World Cup qualifiers. And that is Ethan Horvath, Zach Steffen, and Matt Turner. The question wasn't who the 3 were going to be, because I think everyone knew that these 3 were going to be the 3 brought. The question is, who's going to be the number 1? Zach Steffen has been the number 1 in the past. Matt Turner showed out in the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
And then he did great again in the All-Star game against Liga MX All-Stars, and he saved a few penalties there. And then you have Ethan Horvath, who has lots of experience, and he's an older guy who's a good player. So I hope Matt Turner starts. I think that the guy in form should start, but that is the biggest question going into these World Cup qualifying games.
Yes, absolutely.
We should handle El Salvador. And if we don't,
we absolutely should. If we're doing a prediction on that, my prediction is America. That being said, Matt Turner, he plays for New England Revolution, who's number 1 team in the MLS right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a deal from a foreign team soon. Matt Turner is 27, by the way. Zach Steffen plays for Manchester City, and as you mentioned, he's been the starter in the past. Very good player. You have to be the start for a big money team like Manchester City. And Ethan Horvath starts for Nottingham Forest in England. So pretty good talents. We're excited about this group.
Oh, yeah. All right. NFL, not a whole lot of NFL stuff going on this week. We do have some preseason games that are going on right now, preseason week 3 and some later tonight. Preseason week 3 is kind of boring in my opinion. Just the backups, a lot of backups play unless there's a QB battle going on. A lot of the QB battles though have a starter named.
Yeah.
So
most of them do. So
not much going on right now.
Not much going on. We get to see a little bit of starters, getting warmed up for their first week. I know like Josh Allen started against Green Bay and he did really well. So there's a couple of things like that where they'll give, Mahomes, or they'll give Brady, they'll give them a few shots. Let them get warmed up. Got a game in 2 weeks. They got a bye week. But yeah.
Right. Week 1 does not start until Thursday, September 9th, between the Dallas Cowboys and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we're looking, that's farther down. That's not this week, but we are looking forward to that day. Any QB battles that have not been named, Josiah, that we need to keep an eye on? And just so everyone knows, Jameis Winston has been named the starter in New Orleans, Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville, Teddy Bridgewater in Denver. As far as I can recall, that's it. We're still waiting to hear more from Carson Wentz. And
Carson Wentz is a big one with Jacob Eason. The obvious choice if Carson Wentz doesn't come back because Ellinger is now hurt. I would say we need to watch the Bears, Justin Fields and Andy Dalton still competing. They're really competing for the first week spot because I think whichever of them doesn't get the start will end up getting the start later because they're going to lose. That being said, doesn't really matter. Maybe whoever takes over really takes over and they win. That'd be great. That being said, other than them, we need to watch the Philadelphia Eagles. I think
Yes.
That's a very interesting spot right now. Jalen Hurts is who the team wants. They've said they want Jalen Hurts to be their starter. He's putting in lots of work, and that's all well and good, but can he perform is the question. Joe Flacco's been performing in the preseason. I don't think he'll get the start, but they just traded for Gardner Minshew, who is also, as we've said before, a good talent. People sleep on Gardner Minshew. So, maybe he'll light a fire under Hurts' butt. But
the dumbest thing the Jaguars could have done is trade Minshew. Yeah, I can't believe it. I argued last week that is poor management, and I think they're proving my point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with you. That being said, the 49ers, Trey Lance is still an interesting question, but I think the biggest one that hasn't been named yet that I know of is the New England Patriots. Will it be Cam or will it be Mac?
Yes.
So
the topic that we are looking forward to this week, other than QB battles, is fantasy football. I'm sure most of you have drafted your teams by now. If not, have fun. We are drafting soon in our dynasty league. We have lots of
next few days
redraft leagues coming up. That's about it for NFL. Have fun in fantasy football. Don't bet your life away unless you're really good and you know you're gonna win.
Well, I mean,
and that's everybody.
You can put money on it if you want. Just be careful. It's all a little bit of chance. You could draft the best team and then everyone gets hurt. You lose.
No, I think you should put money on it, and if you put money on it, there needs to be a terrible punishment for the loser. You have to do that. You have to come up with a terrible punishment.
Well, I think we need to get a terrible punishment for our loser, but
yeah, if you have ideas, please send them our way.
Yes. Of course, I feel pretty secure. I have never won the league, but I've never been below third.
It's called consistency.
It's a pretty it is. I'm very consistent. All right. Frustratingly so. I'm like Georgia. Anyways.
Week 1 of college football.
Yes.
This is the big segment for today. Everything we're looking forward to. We have a litany of games that we are going to be going through. We're not going to be saying much about these games, but if we have something to say, we will share it. No promises on how long the segment is going to go. Week 1, first game, Boise State versus UCF, University of Central Florida. I'm excited for this game because it's a Mountain West game. That's why I wrote it down. And UCF is usually decent. We'll see what happens. Should be a fun game.
Yep, it should be. And Boise State is expected to be the best Mountain West team. We'll see.
Or second best.
On that, people.
They're supposed to be the best in the Mountain Division.
Okay.
Next, number 19, Penn State versus 12, Wisconsin. Battling it out. Top 25 teams. Should be a great game. I'm going to save to say some things for my prediction later on this game. The game of the week, though, Fresno State versus number 11, Oregon. Fresno coming off a win against UConn. UConn's a really good team. So beware.
They're so just should be ranked number 1.
But I'm looking forward to it because it's my team versus the team I hate the most. If you watch our tier list.
Yes, but also Oregon's ranked number 11, and I think I'm not saying that Fresno State's going to go out there and beat them, but I think they could put up a stiff battle and surprise some people. So I think that should be a very, very interesting game that people might not have on their radar, but should be looking out for.
Yeah. Next, number 1 in the nation, Alabama. Of course. Who knew they were going to be number 1? They are playing.
Well, it's ever number 1.
Yeah. They're playing number 14, Miami. So that'll be an interesting game to watch. Don't know. Miami usually has been overrated in the past, but hope maybe this is the Miami of old. We will find out.
That would be nice. I mean, Miami, they got close to competing a few times. Mark Richt became their head coach. They thought they had a chance of getting better. Then Mark Richt had to, quit. He has some health issues. And there's we'll see. We'll see. Their new coach is really trying to bring back the Miami spirit of old.
Mhm.
So that's what they're going for. So we shall see how they do against Alabama. Nice. It's a nice test,
Another game between top 25 teams. We have number 17 Indiana versus number 18 Iowa. That
Close.
should be a fun game as well.
Yes, it should be. Should be.
There's a lot of top 25 teams playing against each other this week. Number 23 Louisiana. You may know them as Louisiana Lafayette. They recently have dropped the
Raging
Lafayette.
Cajuns.
Yes, they are just now Louisiana. They are playing number 21 Texas. That'll be fun to watch, see how good both of these teams are and how fit they are to be in the top 25. I'm an underdog group of 5 guy, and I'm a Texas hater, so cheering for Louisiana there.
Me too. Just because Texas.
Right. One game I'm looking forward to that's not between two top 25 teams is number 15 USC versus San Jose State.
I should have mentioned that one.
Yeah, San Jose State won the Mountain West last year.
They played Southern Utah and beat the pants off them. Not that Southern Utah is exactly stiff competition, but still good. Lots of points against bad teams is very important if you're going to be a good team.
Yes.
Just something Georgia's always struggled with.
It'll be interesting to see how San Jose State, if they are legit and if USC is going to be a good team this year. Next,
yes. Well, I'd like to say one thing here.
Yes.
One game I'm looking forward to is the Campbell Fighting Camels are playing Liberty. And that's just because their name is the Fighting Camels. I've always thought they were interesting. So there you go. If anyone wanted to know when the Camels were playing, it's 6 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday.
Perfect. Versus the Liberty Flames.
Yeah.
Top 25 matchup, probably the game of week 1 that everyone is going to be tuning into is number 5 Georgia versus number 3 Clemson. That you can't ask for any more than that. Nationally televised game on ABC. I can watch it. I'm very happy. Your team, Josiah.
Yeah.
How do you think we're faring here?
Freaking terrified, man. I can't lie to you. Freaking terrified. Our best wide receivers out for the season, pretty much. George Pickens. We've got a bunch of guys hurt. They should be back for week 1, most of them, but it's still it's nerve-wracking, man. We're playing at Clemson. There's a lot of question marks right now due to all the injuries. JT Daniels, I think I trust JT Daniels. Honestly, I do. But the problem is, if I were Clemson, I'd be trusting DJ Iago. I still can't say his name. I'll figure it out by next week. Galele, something like that. Anyways, he's good. And our cornerbacks are struggling. Our defensive backs are in a bad situation right now. So we'll see.
Even with all that, Vegas has Clemson as only 3-point favorite. So still looking to be a good game as far as Vegas says.
I'm hoping they're right.
Number 16 LSU takes on UCLA. UCLA smoked Hawaii, and Fresno State also plays them in the future. So I'm interested to see if UCLA can hang with number 16 LSU, and if the Pac-12 has a shot at making the
I will say I do think LSU is a little overrated this year, but this should be an interesting test for UCLA's team. They haven't been good in a while.
Right. Chip Kelly struggled, but we'll see. We'll see how UCLA does. Nevada versus Cal is next. Nevada is projected to win the Mountain West. They probably have the most potent offense in the Mountain West with Carson Strong. He's getting some national recognition from the NFL. from NFL scouts. They definitely have an NFL wide receiver in Dubs, I believe is his last name. So again, and they're playing a Pac-12 school, another Mountain West Pac-12 game. Will be fun to watch.
Yes.
Number 4, Ohio State takes on Minnesota. I want to see both teams. Minnesota has been decent in the past. We'll see what happens. I'm cheering for Minnesota. I'm not an Ohio State fan, but everybody's looking forward to these Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, Clemson games that, these teams always are there for the college football playoff, and we want to see how well they do. Number 10, North Carolina takes on Virginia Tech. Did you know North Carolina was ranked number 10 in the nation?
I'll be honest with you. I had seen the rankings, and I guess I forgot. I think they might be a little high.
Yeah, they have their quarterback is Sam Howell, and he is projected to be the one of, if not the top quarterback in the nation. So it'll be fun to watch. Yeah, Michigan State takes on Northwestern. Stanford takes on Kansas State. Oregon State takes on Purdue. Texas Tech takes on Houston. BYU versus Arizona. Then we have Sunday. This is technically next week, but we are covering all of week 1. We have number 9, Notre Dame, going to Florida to take on Florida State.
Yep.
Should be fun. We'll see if Notre Dame is overrated as usual.
Number 9.
Yeah. And then Louisville takes on Ole Miss. So there is your slate of games that we're looking forward to this week. Josiah, do you have any more to add?
I'm excited to see Tennessee play, not necessarily because they're playing a good opponent. They're playing Bowling Green. So, I don't really know how Bowling Green is going to be. To be honest with you, I haven't checked up on Bowling Green lately, but I'll be interested to see, where Tennessee stacks up against them. And then I'm interested to see Ohio State play Minnesota, because Minnesota's been good semi-recently. So, if they can do anything, that'd be interesting. I'm also interested to see East Carolina versus Appalachian State, because I hate East Carolina. So cheering for App State.
Due to a video game.
That's due to a video game. It's not anything you guys did. It's what you did in the game. And I will never forgive you.
Oh, man. Well, let us know below what games you're looking forward to and what you're looking forward to this week. Whether that be NFL, NCAA, football, MLB, soccer. Let us know. And I'm going to leave you with a go Dogs, and hit the subscribe, hit the button, hit the bell, follow us on TikTok and Instagram and on Twitter now.
Yes. We're on all those places. Come check us out, and we will see you throughout the coming weeks. Peace.